I'm not very readily accessible for people outside my work, so people do have that opinion. I think people mistake me for the roles that I have done. I am somewhere those roles have affected me for sure. I find myself a bit more broody than I actually am, but that's just become a way of behavior. But I'm quite a wild child also. So I'm not that person. But since I'm not very readily accessible for people outside my work, so people do have that opinion, which hopefully will change in due course of time. The more I am comfortable with letting myself be out there. So that's all. It's more of I think it's a defensive measure that you're trying to save the your childlike self from getting hurt. Apart from that, it's not much. I had not heard of any of the songs before. In fact, I did not even know Rahman is doing the music. I got to know it midway through the shooting. And there's only one song, Suha Saha, which actually Alia has sung. I used to have it playing in my van or wherever I was, and she used to be next door, so she's heard it like 10,000 times because it used to be on repeat, and it has great significance for my character in the movie. And the rest of the songs I heard quite recently when they came out, and they are fantastic. I mean, very catchy. My favorite song is obviously Mahive and Pataka Guddi and all that. They're great, but my favorite song is Kahan Hu Main, which is actually real significant of the travel that one often takes within and without, especially when you're sitting on a window of a car traveling, or a train or a bus or whatever. You get that feeling, where am I and what am I doing and how did I get here? As far as Alia's singing is concerned, of course she sang it in tune, but also it is a lullaby that a mother sings to a child. So in her voice there is a special maternal nurturing quality. The feeling is there, so that's very nice. She's done it very well. This character is more animalistic than other characters. He's more basic and rustic and more rooted into the ground. Probably the ground where people don't want to go. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe those characters choose me or I choose those characters, but I always try to create a difference in all of them. John Day was also another film which I did it with a lot of involvement, and I was really involved. Yeah, they do take a toll. I mean, my face has changed after playing Bhatti, I feel, not just within, because I spent so much time in the sun purposely to get that leathered look and all that. And yeah, it takes a toll, not physically, but mentally, you know. There are situations where you respond to questions or situations in a certain way which you yourself as a person wouldn't, but some character you played sometime would just pop out and do that. But apart from that, yeah, I mean, they also teach you a lot. When Sajid cast me in Kick, he said, your mother has not been raped, your father has not been killed, your sister has not been dragged through insults, and you yourself have not been abused as a child. So it's a happy character. So to play a happy character, I don't want you to play those characters. And I was like, so what do I play? So no, yeah, of course we'll do all kinds of characters, and but I see no harm in doing these characters, though one does get a bit depressed over months and months of holding on to the angst of these characters, and it somewhere gets into you, and it becomes a bit of a mess. But I guess that is a very small price to pay to be able to imagine or live these things without the real repercussions of it. It is a travelogue. And I think the scenery changes quite often and seamlessly into each other. And every location is got its different charm and a different feeling to it. So when you're shooting a scene in a certain location and you've written the script somewhere else, you know, it changes when you do it at that spot. So it obviously influences. And because the locations are so wonderful and vast, that our acting is going to look better. I'm shooting for Kick, and I'm just about finishing Mayor Charles, and then Ungli is also releasing finally in May or something. So these movies are up, and Shooter obviously it's almost done. So all these things are coming, and they're all different genres and different plethora of characters which I have not been bored by, and I hope the audience is also not.